On tonight's broadcast, South Carolina insurance plan. Hundreds of thousands of people in the Palmetto State are without insurance. The solution that senators say could make a difference. Cocky Award. USC presents their award for the best Super Bowl commercial. Find out which company came out on top. And Welch to the WNBA. The record holder forward could have some big plans in her future. Carolina News starts now.
Live from the...
Hello and welcome to Carolina News. I'm Alyssa Lang.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rose Russo. Nearly 200,000 people working in South Carolina have no health insurance and are forced to go to the emergency room for all their health care needs.
Taylor Herlong was at a press conference today where senators claim they have the answer. She's live in the studio with the latest.
That's right, Alyssa. It's what senators are calling the gap, where workers make too much money to qualify for Medicaid, but not enough to afford their own insurance. That's why both Republicans and Democrats are joining together to create a plan.
Now, Governor Nikki Haley is saying she will fight this plan because she feels it will hurt both the budget and the job force. Meanwhile, senators say they will continue to work closely with one another to finalize the budget and provide coverage for working South Carolinians. Alyssa, back to you.
Thank you, Taylor. Police say they have captured the student suspected in Monday's fatal shooting on the campus of Wayne Community College in North Carolina. 20-year-old Kenneth Stansel III was found sleeping on a beach in Daytona, Florida. Police say he had a knife and was taken into custody without any problems. Authorities say he shot and killed longtime school employee Ron Lane, who ran the campus print shop. Jodi Arias will be spending the rest of her life in prison. A judge sentenced Arias yesterday for the 2008 murder of her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. She was found guilty of first-degree murder in 2013. Two juries have been in a deadlock trying to decide whether Arias would be sentenced to life in prison or death. Arias's mother said she was grateful the jury had finally come to a decision.
I just want to say I'm glad everything's over. Now can be a time for healing. I hope the Alexander family can find some peace, and our family. It's been rough on our family too. You know, we haven't been here. I've been here every day of the trial, so Jodi's going to move on. We're all going to move on, and I'm just glad that it's done and over with.
Before her sentencing, Jodi Arias said she was, quote, truly disgusted and repulsed with what I've done. The Tulsa County Reserve deputy who shot and killed a suspect is now charged with second-degree manslaughter. Authorities say Robert Bates thought he had grabbed his taser, but instead pulled out his gun and shot Eric Harris in the back earlier this month, killing him. Harris ran from police after he appeared to try to sell a gun to an undercover officer. Tulsa Mayor Dewey Bartlett Jr. says reserve officers are not put into situations like these during training.
We use them mainly for crowd control, for parking situations, working concerts, traffic control, that sort of thing. Our reserve officers go through an academy. They have very, very high standards of training, much more so than many times other police departments.
If found guilty, Bates could be sentenced to 4 years in prison. A woman charged in a deadly child abuse case from 2013 is expected to plead guilty. The Lexington County Solicitor's Office says Tracy Roach will enter that plea today. Roach and her husband, Filiberto Garcia, were arrested 2 years ago at their home in West Columbia after their infant daughter died from what doctors say was a result of chronic malnutrition and dehydration. Investigators say the child had Down syndrome and weighed only 9 pounds.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is lifting a 5-year ban to start selling missile defense systems to Iran. Putin signed a decree Monday paving the way to declare S-300 anti-aircraft missiles Israel and the U.S. are condemning. The move, Israel's intelligence minister warns Iran's aggression will increase as it arms itself for advanced weaponry. Well, I heard that there's a high chance of rain today. Chuck Ringwald is standing outside the Coliseum. Is it raining out there, Chuck?
Well, it's not raining yet, guys, but like you mentioned, there is that high chance of precipitation, actually 70% chance of storms rolling in throughout the rest of the day. We've got lows in the 70s. It is very humid out here. I'm standing right outside of the Colloquium right here on campus, and you can feel the humidity in the air. Later on in the week, there is going to be that high chance of rain and storms, so have your umbrellas ready and be prepared. I'll have all that and more coming up later on.
The 12th annual Cocky Award for the Best Super Bowl Commercial has been presented to a creative team from Coca-Cola. Journalism professor Bonnie Druineri and students in her Super Bowl advertising course chose the winner each year. The students gather on Super Bowl Sunday to critique the commercials for persuasion, brand identity, and likability. The Cocky Award has become a highly respected advertising award. The winning team has traveled to Columbia to claim their prize and discuss the marketing of the commercial.
10 universities in Georgia hope to recruit South Carolina students by offering them to pay in-state tuition prices. These include Albany State University, Savannah State University, College of Coastal Georgia, and more. The University System of Georgia's Board of Regents has approved a temporary change in policy in order to increase enrollment. The policy does not include University of Georgia or Georgia Tech. Well, the next big name in country music may just be from Georgia's Habersham County. John King is a singer-songwriter who stepped out of Georgia and into Nashville to do what he loves most, playing music. Don Logg caught up with the country star at his concert this weekend in Columbia.
For country music. In Columbia, I'm Don Logg for Carolina News.
John King was signed by Black River Entertainment in 2013, who also represents country music stars like Kelly Pickler. He'll be playing throughout the country with his band and recording his debut album with Black River Entertainment. To see if he'll be playing near you, visit www.datelinecarolina.org. And coming up after the break, one Lexington man shares his story on how powerlifting has helped him deal with a traumatic life experience.